From the many realms of Theris to the distant reaches of the 13th via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 40 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our journey in the past, present, and most definitely our possible future in Final Fantasy XIV. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, August 6th of 2023. My name is Brian Black, otherwise known as Ro, and, folks, I've just gotta say right here, right now, when it comes to a lack of female Hrothgar at Fan Festival, I accept full responsibility. You may send all your hate email my way. This is our follow-up to our big Fan Festival prediction extravaganza, aka titled Meagan Was Right, but did she win? But did she win? That will be revealed later. Let me first, however, introduce our guests and, of course, my wonderful co-hosts. First off, a man who was not with us for the prediction extravaganza, but his questions and answers were certainly made known and then slightly amended to a few hours later. He's been previously on the show before, part of the Alea Eocta S Guild, and a friend of mine, a fellow ex-raid lead, and all those shenanigans. Tetsemi, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Apologies for missing last time. I was under the weather, and I'm better now.
Yeah. It is good to have you on here, and definitely to talk about hype and all the stuff that we found out about FanFest. Also with us is, as I mentioned before, the best Lalafell laundress on the Kroll server. And now that I say that, I think I better understand why she was arguably the closest correct guesser on Yoshi P's t-shirt. Hi, Zim.
Well, hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
And thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Next up, we have one of two owners of squishable low-resolution grapes. Hi, Ward.
Hey. They're very squishy, very square, and it is very satisfying to give them a good squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the best stress toy you've ever had?
Quite possibly, yes.
Awesome. And also with us from the same room, a Tober Mikote cat mom of two, who, from what I hear, came back with the worst kind of souvenir from FanFest. Hi, Meagan.
Yeah, I went to FanFest and all I got was this lousy COVID because the merchant store was horribly mismanaged.
I'm sorry that you got the crud.
Oh, man. Well, I'm not the only one.
No.
Since we've gotten back, we've been seeing posts on the subreddit, the FF14 subreddit of like, if you went to FanFest or the Eorzean Symphony, get tested right now. And I'm like laying in bed, like, snot everywhere, like, ugh.
And you were wearing a mask the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. We only took it off to eat. We washed our hands before we ate. But it was really... The thing with wearing masks is it prevents you from spreading, but it doesn't really prevent you from receiving. Right. So we were packed in really tightly, and the lines really packed in really tightly. We're all like, nuts to butts, as they say.
Yup.
And of course, for the keynotes and stuff, we're all sitting in chairs, and we're all, our legs are touching other people's legs. We're like right up against other people.
There's a lot of cheering and shouting because everyone's excited.
Oh yeah, and we're all screaming and shouting and singing along, and
air particles are flying around.
Yeah,
and make themselves known.
I regret nothing, but I should have known that once I ended my my 3-year streak of intentionally avoiding actually going to any events, that it would find me
immediately.
It did. Oh no! Or help her. No, Butterscotch has her claw caught on something. Oh, baby. Okay, all right, you're okay. She hasn't let us clip her nails because she's been so upsetty because Bonbon keeps teasing her.
While our cat mom manages her kids, of course, also with us is our resident old man who, spoiler alert, did not win our Fan Festival prediction extravaganza, but he was really, really close. I mean, it's okay. I mean, after all, he should have let the Wookiee win. Hi, Brandon.
How's it going, everybody? today, A Podcast Reborn has as many episodes as I am old, and that is probably something that will never happen again. But in other news, did you guys hear that the employees of the Quicksand are not happy? And before you ask, it's not all to the sussy RP that goes on in there. Turns out Momodi is something of a micromanager.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
Keep.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
I knew you were going to love that one, Meagan, because it's a Lalafell joke.
I'm going to say that joke did come up just a little bit short.
Don't. Oh, no.
Not if the reactions I just heard or anything to go by. I hit exactly on target.
Oh.
All right. Well, how is this episode going to go? I don't know. This is basically us talking about just what we're excited about from what we saw at Dawntrailer and stuff like that. And of course, there's a whole thing of, in similar podcasts to this, like when Azeroth Roundtable did their BlizzCon prediction thing, the show after, they'd go down the questions, line by line. But I don't want to necessarily do it like that, because that would take the whole show, and I also want to leave some time, one, for Meagan and Ward to share a story or two from the festival, because I'm sure there were plenty to go for, and they probably have content for at least 2 or 3 episodes there.
Yeah.
But some of the questions and answers were not really, don't really have to talk a lot about them. I will say that there were some definite surprises about what we learned and didn't learn. So I will get to who actually won close to the end of the show. But the first thing I'd like to do is kind of go around the table and say, what did you feel was the most surprising thing that you saw or heard from Fan Festival? And I'd like to start with Tetsemi, since he didn't have a chance to talk last time.
Honestly, I got to go with Yoshi P's shirt. That is so far out there.
Yeah, man.
I know. I mean, like the theories around that shirt are just nuts. So yeah, I'm going with the shirt.
Okay. We will get back to that shirt in a minute. That shirt is definitely, that shirt probably deserves a few minutes by itself. How about Ward? What about you? What was the biggest surprise for you?
About how much we learned about the expansion. I was not expecting to see that much. I mean, like, I know that they go a little bit over like some of the names of the zones, but getting a lot more experience about, I think it's just like, because we know so much already about the new world, they really did fill in like a lot of gaps of like all the different kinds of things they're going to see. It's like, obviously, like the main arc of the story is sort of just like hinted at. But I mean, the fact that we knew about the fact we're getting like new ultimates, all the new raid series, new deep dungeon, the whole bunch of new stuff is like already confirmed for production right now. I'm super excited. It looks like, I think pretty much everything that they put in like any kind of expansion beforehand, including Hildebrand, is making a comeback. And I'm beside myself with how much stuff we're going to see. I'm a little sad we have to wait a whole year for it, but it's like, I kind of knew that. I mean, that's the most reasonable time frame for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Zim, biggest surprise for you?
Learning about a thing called Fall Guys, and
yes, I was waiting to bring up Fall Guys.
I cannot wait to push you off of everything. Just everything.
Fall Guys is going to be so great. I'm just going to jump to mine too. 100% agree. The Fall Guys reveal was out freaking standing, and then to find out, I mean, just seeing the crossover thing saying, oh hey, Fall Guys is going to do Final Fantasy stuff, and then when they said, oh wait, but actually this is your gold saucer content too, my jaw dropped when I saw the screenshots. I'm like, what, did I walk through a portal or something? What's going on?
I cannot wait. I have one request. When it drops, can we all do it together? And afford it. That we have to.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I foresee Brandon bullying coming up very, very shortly.
I mean,
if you're in one of your Rogadan characters, absolutely.
I know, right?
You're the easiest target.
Oh man, it's gonna block the view of everybody. It's like, where are we gonna jump? I can't see.
The home key is everything.
Absolutely. Brandon, biggest surprise for you?
Well, I was also going to say the Fall Guys collab, but since it's been mentioned twice now, I'm going to go to my backup option. Was anybody expecting 2-channel dying to happen? Because I sure as heck wasn't.
No,
man.
Nope.
I mean, you did expect raucous applause, but I don't think you thought it would come in that form.
I expected raucous applause from some sort of glamour announcement. 2-channel dying was the farthest thing from my mind. And I am just thinking of all the items where I'm like, why did you have to dye that piece? Why can't I dye this other part? And just thinking, oh, look, a whole bunch of new glam ideas just opened way the heck up for me. All right, guess I've got some collecting to do.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's funny. It kind of reminds me of when in the earlier days of MMO gaming for me, when I was playing World of Warcraft, and they introduced the concept of transmogging, which is what glamour basically is, and like just how much excitement that built, and it's no surprise that got so much applause, because having the ability to customize and change your character's appearance, because it's kind of one of the few things you really feel like you have ownership of in the game. Of course, that's going to be a huge thing. So yeah.
If they could combine the two systems where, like, every item that you got, you unlocked, but also, like, you could build outfits and dye them, that would be great. Because I do miss that from World of Warcraft, that I didn't have to, like, manage an inventory of glamour items. But
I kind of wonder, I mean, they didn't announce anything like this, but given that there's going to be a the ability to do 2-color dye stuff, I'm wondering if there aren't more glamour detail announcements on the horizon in future fan fests. Like I think 2-color dyeing is kind of a bigger technical deal than some may realize, and I wonder if they may just take the opportunity to make some other changes that we just don't know about yet. So keep in mind.
Yeah, I think that was one of the big things is hearing that they're going to be going back and adding some higher resolution textures to a lot of the older armor sets.
Yeah.
Because of course, if they're going to be going back and trying to adjust some of the dye channels on those, and it's the perfect time to do so. But they have such a huge backlog of items.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that they were going to be spending a lot of time this next expansion making things like, updated graphics look prettier. I mean, the thing they've been talking about for the longest was like the lighting engine, and like seeing the different screenshots of different dungeons with the new lighting system was amazing. And then this, like, going into this fan fest, knowing that we're going to probably see some things about like the new player models, and then going even further, being like, oh yeah, we're also going to be updating all of the textures for all these old armor sets, and you're going to be able to dye multiple channels. It's just like, this is going to be the prettiest expansion I've ever seen. And so the fact that it's like, Gilded Legacy, everything is golden. I am so stoked. I am so stoked for like everything in this expansion. Like, I don't even know if I care that much about the story. I just know everything's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Can I add something quickly? Yeah. Did anybody else freak out about glasses with hats?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
As someone whose main character wears both glasses and a hat whenever possible, yes.
I forgot that was even a thing.
I just can't wait for all the people with like glasses underneath their helmet. So like they raise the visor and they're wearing glasses underneath. Every single one of my characters is going to have that.
Oh, that's just
that is definitely that. You know what? That was probably my number 2, like, big surprise too. Yeah, for sure. Meagan, how about you?
Definitely CGI Aaronville.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. He's in like my top 5 husbandos, so I was extremely hyped, and I'm super glad that he's back, and we're going to get more voice acting from him, because he had voice acting in the opening, and I was like, yes, my husbando harem grows.
If any of you are into watching this, is any of us here or anyone listening, if you're into YouTuber reactions, I invite you, if you have not done so yet, to look up a content creator known as Zepla. She's pretty big in the community, and watch her reaction to the Dawntrailer teaser trailer when she sees Erinville and just see her brain absolutely melt down because she's the whole Viera thing. When she sees a bun boy, her brain just turns into mush.
CGI bun boy, I remember that.
She also has a good take on the crowd problems that and the line problems that you folks mentioned. Yeah,
because I was looking up. We will discuss that situation. It was it was not good.
All right. Well, okay. Let's jump to the shirt thing because the shirt is kind of interesting and it asks one of the big questions of what could it mean, and a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt can be taken so many ways, and I've listened to a few people give their theories, and some people mention every theory around the world, including jobs that I didn't even think to consider. Now that we have this shirt, I guess my question's kind of twofold for each of you. But by the way, when it comes to the contest, I gave Zim the points for this one because Jolly Green Giant, possibly meaning Green Mage, since Green Mage is one of the possibilities that this shirt could be, I felt she had to get the point for being the closest.
No, absolutely deserved.
Thank you.
But with that said, what job do you think the shirt is likely referring to? And if it's different from which one you want it to be, which job do you want it to be? Go for it.
Ward discovered something interesting, which is that the original creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of them is B. Eastman.
John B. Eastman.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
That's like the biggest stretch.
That's the biggest stretch. But I'm also like, it's like Yoshi logic.
Because of the Sam Raimi samurai thing.
Yeah, that fits. If that's it, that totally
Yoshi
fits.
P logic, like the way this man's mind works. He's not going to go for something obvious. That's the thing. He loves making us all go, what? And argue about it furiously. Yeah. The other one that I think it might be is artist, because all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have Renaissance artist names. Mm-hmm. And that also sounds like a second layer of logic, because I'm like, it's not going to be something obvious. I don't think it's going to be Green Mage. I don't think it's going to be Bow Staff Man or something like that. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be some second layer meaning, because it's it's the third time he's done this. He's going to take us a layer deeper.
I think that I'm not sure if Yoshi P is the one who picked the shirt, or if someone was essentially hired or tasked with coming up with a shirt that could literally mean one of a dozen different things.
True.
It's probably Koji.
Yeah, it's probably Koji.
Oh man, it probably was Koji. I could see that for sure. All right, Ward, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the first thing I saw was oh man, I'm like, okay, well, we already have characters with staves. We already have characters with swords and daggers, but we don't have characters with nunchucks. But then I'm also thinking but there's a bunch of different weapons there. So is it going to be something like a weapon master? We actually do get to have different weapons for different attacks, or is it just going to be something black belt where they're using nunchucks because they're all wearing different color belts, all the different Ninja Turtles. So it's okay, what other way it could be? Those are my first instincts. But now the more I think about it, the more I think of that the artist. Apparently there was a pictomancer job at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Fantasy 6.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm thinking also because it's the New World is the home of the the original Blue Mage job.
Woohoo! Fuck yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, it's also the home of the job that Blue Mage is based on, and the Blue Mage is all about how they take abilities from different animals and copy them directly. So maybe the original Blue Mage that Blue Mage is copied off of is they're drawing pictures of animals to invoke their power. Maybe that's
So the interesting thing there, I mean, the reason why I think it's not Pictomancer is because Pictomancer and Blue Mage do have a similar vibe going with them. And I almost feel like if you do Pictomancer, you're going to have your Blue Mage players say, why can't you just make Blue Mage a regular job instead of doing this?
Right. Yeah, 100%.
I think the answer to that is like, well, you can play this one and raid.
This one could be balanced. Blue Mage you cannot balance.
Yeah. It's I still. I mean, I'd be surprised, and I'd definitely give it a shot if it was Pictomancer. It's just Pictomancer's low on my list, but I love how it can be a possibility because of the turtles' names and such, for sure.
I just know that once it gets revealed, we're all going to be like, oh!
Of course it was there.
It's going to be like Ethan Bergen and John B. Eastman. I'm going to laugh. I'll laugh so hard.
The thing is, are they going to reveal the job that his shirt related to at Europe Fan Fest?
So most likely, I think in the European Fan Fest in October, we're gonna get a hint for the second job, and we're really gonna get the reveal for the job that was hinted right
for
now.
the first job. Okay, yeah, because I really freaking want to know.
I bet you do.
Tetsemi, how about you?
No, I mean I have to agree with everything that's said. Pictomancer would be interesting. But I think you'd run into a situation kind of like you did in WoW with Demon Hunter, like, oh, look, we're just going to borrow the Warlock's transformation piece and upset some people. So I don't think it's Pictomancer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Brandon, where are you leaning to with the shirt?
All right. So follow me on this one.
No.
Okay.
The two creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are both Kevin Eastman, but the other guy is named Peter Laird. Now, do you know what the word Laird means? It means a landed proprietor in Scottish. So, hey, yeah, another Geomancer link confirmed? Just saying.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Brandon, what?
Yeah, it's like they're turtles. The Kojin are about Geomancers, so it's all like a hint to the Kojin, turtle, Geomancers, and it's Geomancers.
It's all interconnected.
I feel like we're digging really deep on this one here.
Yeah.
I've also heard
I had to make a more...
because they come from the ooze.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I had to make a more interesting answer than what I had before we actually started answering this question, which is I just think it's Green Mage, except the only reason I think it's that is because Green Mages wield hammers and maces, and we don't really have a job that does that. I don't really know what the heck they're going to do with them because the only...
I know exactly what they're doing with them.
Smacking things.
No. So I think it is going to be Green Mage. And Green Mage, it historically is a class that focuses on debuffs. I think that they took dots away from summoners and they tried to take a lot of dots away from other classes because they are going to they're making a mage class that this is your dot mage. We took dots away from the other places, and this is going to be your dot caster. That's what I think Green Mage is going to be.
That could be fun.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
I'm definitely going to try out whatever it is. And then probably not the melee, but we'll see. I don't know. I like Reaper, so...
Yeah. So maybe the opposite of a augmentation evoker in WoW, instead of buffing everyone else, it's just going to debuff all the enemies and make everyone stronger. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
Yeah, and then it would be like, at like raid teams would be like, get your ass in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Bard, no longer best friends with Bard.
There's not 4 DPS slots. It's one Green Mage slot and 3 DPS slots.
Yeah. Green Mage and Bard. The Green Mage and Bard are like the anime rivals, right?
Yeah. Like, well, why do you need debuffs? I could buff you. Like, well, we can't have both because we need to do damage. Or it's going to be like a Green Mage, a Bard, and then like whatever the new melee job is, and then like Black Mage is going to be like the new comp.
Oh no.
Zim, are you sticking with Green Mage? What are your thoughts on the shirt?
I mean, it's my favorite color, so yeah. But what I really want to know, like you know, we've all done Hildy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The big robot head dude.
Oh, yeah.
If I could just be Krang for my job, I would be this little Lala gremlin in the gut of a giant Dr. Robot Man and shoot lasers and shoot fists. I want to be that. Yoshi P, if you're listening, make it happen.
Hey, melee job, man. Like
I play a Highlander here, and I want to do the exact same thing. Probably going to be way more uncomfortable, but yes.
Just all the Dawntrailer Hildebrand already.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't wait to see Hildebrand in the New World.
I can't. I love. But definitely great.
Speaking of the New World, so we have a history of the new jobs coming from the land we're going to.
Right.
Are we expecting to see some Green Mage, Blue Mage rivalry happening?
Oh, maybe.
Because that would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
That would be fun.
That'd be pretty good, yeah.
It'll be like West Side Story.
Exactly.
They're having a flamingo dance off.
Yes.
Well, the Blue Mage looks like a bullfighter.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole aesthetic. I'm like 99% certain that whatever the new caster job, Kryle's going to be doing it, and she's going to be so freaking cute.
That's true.
Were you sad that she wasn't in the trailer?
I'm sure it's because she's wearing the new armor.
Yeah,
It could be, yeah.
She's going to be one of the new jobs because I think it's pretty clear that the Warrior of Light is going to be the other melee job, whatever the other melee job is.
Yeah,
I think Kryle would look good in green.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe she'll actually like show her hair. Like she'll have like a crown or a smaller hat on. Would be very cute. And I'm also predicting that the female voice that we hear at the end of the trailer welcoming us to the New World is a female Hrothgar.
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
Good call.
Yes.
I dig it.
Do you think, because of the trailer and the fight in the, I'll just call it the throne room or the pillared room with the giant two-headed, yeah. Do you think the Corsair is the melee job or something similar to it?
Yeah,
I think so.
Pirate Corsair theme mask. Yeah.
I think that he's got a pistol on his hip and one sword. So I'm pretty sure it seems like it's going to be like what was the World of Warcraft rogue job where you have guns?
Swashbuckler.
Yeah.
And this is where I laugh.
Is it called Outlaw Rogue now?
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
yeah, Outlaw Rogue.
So yeah, I think that this is where I think it just we could be like totally off the rails with the t-shirt hint. If the t-shirt hint is like, oh yeah, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What else goes with ninja? It's pirate. Pirate's your job.
There you go.
Yeah, that's been brought up too. The whole Pirates versus Ninjas thing.
Oh, yeah. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle based. Will they reopen the pizza emote? Do you think?
Now you're asking the real questions.
That's
my regret.
It's like the saddest, the most like aggravating, frustrating campaign. I swear to God, I ordered like 3 pizzas and got 1 emote.
Yeah. Yeah,
I didn't take advantage of such.
Ward gave it to me because he's the kindest man. But it's really great to have as Migote because you can be a samurai pizza get.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wonder, as far as Corsair goes, I wonder if it will end up being similar to the Final Fantasy XI Corsair. So Corsair is a job in Final Fantasy XI, and Corsairs in Final Fantasy XI, their gun was called a hexagun, and it was kind of Gambler-esque in that the hexagun could produce random effects. Ooh. So I'm wondering if they're going to go that way or not.
That's kind of similar to Outlaw Rogue too with the dice.
The gambling, yeah.
Oh, I'm smelling Zim job. Gamble.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. And like, I'm so happy that they're like, yeah, this is the fun expansion. I'm like, yes.
I mean, this is the beach episode.
Yeah, I'm so here for Margaritaville. Like, let's go sip pineapple juice with Oriage and
exactly
have some pirate adventures.
Okay.
Steel Graha Tias tacos.
You see, you just said it. I was going to say for each of you, what was the to go around the table, say what was the best part of just the content of the trailer, and I was going to say big fat tacos are canon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So big he doesn't even know how to eat them.
So the Dawn, they were playing the Dawn Trail trailer a bunch of times during FanFest, and every time it would come on, everybody's just chatting with each other, and then every time Graha Tia is eating the taco, the whole convention center would cheer.
Oh yeah, like the entire convention center.
And then just go back to whatever they were doing.
I love the one that we got Thancred, 2 that we got voiceover Thancred, and 3 the look between him and Urianger was just awesome.
I was like thinking of like Urianger. I was like, Thancred is back to his fuckboy ways. Nature is healing.
Exactly. There was a lot there. Yeah.
Speaking of 4 seconds of Thancred, which meant that the Sarah, Zim, and Tetsemi all got the most points for it because 4 was in between 5 and 3. And then I think Ward and Brandon got a point for being the next furthest away. So Meagan and myself, we said 0, and so nah.
When Thancred took the stage, so to speak, like it is the biggest note, because I took handwritten notes. It is the biggest note surrounded by so many exclamation points, and then it just says dialogue. Like that was my freak out screech at the computer moment. I was so excited.
So do you simp for Thancred the way that Meagan simps for Graha?
Maybe a little bit, but not.
Are you secretly Rin?
No, how dare you? I can't believe you just said that. Take it back. No, I'm not Rin.
I was like, I love all the scions, but I definitely play favorites.
I mean,
You have to. I mean, ask Brandon. I'm a Y'shtola main, so
yeah. I think Estinian actually got the most trailer time.
That's true. I think they cut back to him like a few different times.
He got to be like out scouting in the woods and then doing the Jurassic Park raptor stance with a little shark boys.
Yes.
I'm going to give a really weird hot take about Y'shtola. I didn't like Y'shtola's look in the trailer.
You didn't like her hair?
What?
Here's the thing. It didn't look like Y'shtola. What I mean by that is, look at Y'shtola in the Endwalker trailer and look at Y'shtola in Dawntrailer, and it looks like
they made her closer to her endgame model.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But also
she looks younger, though. I mean,
yeah, I feel like they cut off something at the end of her shot because she like reacts to something and looks down, and I'm thinking it's probably Kryle, and then they like cut to something else. But yeah, I don't know. Also, maybe it's not finalized, but it probably is if they're showing it to us. But
yeah,
I don't know. I don't mind her looking younger.
I mean, I didn't dislike it. It was just a little offsetting. It's like, that's so
I feel
younger.
like in the Endwalker trailer, the Mikote looked a little weird, in my opinion. So I actually preferred them in this one.
Yeah, Y'shtola definitely looked a little bit. Something was off about the way she appeared in the Endwalker trailer.
Yeah, her and Graha.
Yeah,
they both looked a little weird. And
I feel like they look a lot closer to their in-game selves in Dawntrailer.
Yeah, and sure. I liked it a lot more in my personal opinion. But I think that Shadowbringers is best Y'shtola cutscene Y'shtola, like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
When the freaking hood blows off her face and she was like, I'm gonna light this bitch up. I'm like, oh, that's Matoya.
I will hold the line. Like, yes, ma'am.
By the way, before we go any further, Meagan, congratulations on being the only person who called New World and got it right.
I was shocked by that.
Everybody is. I'm like, I really felt like they were hinting New World a lot, but I guess I was right, so I don't know. But I do feel like they hinted Mericidia a lot, and I think that because Mericidia is like has been discussed so much more in lore previously.
Well, and dragons have been part of the MSQ.
Yeah. So that's probably why everybody was leaning towards that. But I think they're probably saving Mericidia for not the summer vacation expansion.
When things get a bit more serious.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about getting an expansion, on the beach, as it were, and then oh hey, time to go help the dragons again. All right, let's mess some shit up.
Yeah.
Well, before they mention, go ahead.
Sorry, maybe we can put Varshan in the hull of the ship, and then Reacher could just like pour it into him every now and then to have summer vacation with us.
That's a stretch.
But he's like running, he's running Thavnir as his dragon self, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap, and then he's just like dreaming of himself on the beach with Estinian. Just like yeah.
I just want to say I had the right idea, just in the wrong direction.
True. Yep.
It's Australia's also, it's got some warm climates. It's more it's a southern hemisphere area.
It's got beaches.
Yeah. But,
another thing to keep in mind is that, of course, this teaser trailer is only like about half of the final trailer whenever they do show it to us. But even when we see the final trailer, think about Stormblood's trailer, and you think about what was in the Stormblood trailer, and then you think about the story and the content you were actually involved in. The trailer feels like a bit of a misdirect, because you get this one kind of tone from the trailer, and then you're getting into a big-time war story in Stormblood. So I'm not saying that the tone shift is necessarily going to be that severe in Dawntrailer, but the whole thing of the beach episode and stuff could very well be a cover for, it could be how we start. It definitely doesn't necessarily be how we end. I mean, geez, you look at Endwalker and the places and things it took us to. I mean, they've even said, Yoshi P even said in his keynote that they definitely have some big surprises for us. So just because we know how Dawntrailer is going to start and we know a major location of where we're going to, where the end of this expansion or at the end of the launch MSQ takes us is anybody's guess. We could still go to Mericidia. Who knows?
Not wrong.
Yeah, that would be the real throw for a loop. It's like, oh, and here's our secret portal to Mericidia.
Are we just gonna have a field zone, like field exploration zone? It's Mericidia. That's where you're gonna fight dragons.
But remember, half of us talked about not half of us, but there were two of us that said that we were going to explore other reflections next. What if another reflection does come into play at some point in this?
It might. I bet that could be like part of a raid series or like a Or we could even end up going back to the first, because apparently we're going to have Reed meeting Zero.
Yeah.
My Gautaru's meeting my waifu. I'm nervous. How do we get along?
They did say, Yoshi P did say that the Alliance Raid series, paraphrasing him, he said that the Alliance Raid series was going to be even more Final Fantasy than this last one was. What do you think he means by that? What do you have any thoughts or ideas on what the twist on the Alliance Raid series might be?
Oh,
I am the wrong person.
I got nothing other than it's going to call back to some more classic Final Fantasy game characters and or storylines.
I think that the Alliance Raid series, and here's where I kind of connect all the dots here. Remember how I talked about other reflections and stuff like that? I think that the Alliance Raid series is a connection to another reflection, and I think that the other reflection is going to be the world that Final Fantasy 16 takes place in, and I think we're going to have a Final Fantasy 16 raid series.
Oh, crossover! Honestly, yeah.
For the Alliance raid, not for the regular raid. The Alliance raid,
I could see that happening for sure because they love their cross promotion. I'm sure we're going to get a crossover event of some kind, if not just like the 15 one that we had where we got like some outfits and the fucking car. That was bitchy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another way to fight primals with a twist and stuff like that. I mean, imagine. For those of you who, minor spoilers for Final Fantasy 16, but this is something seen in promotional stuff. Imagine fighting that kind of big ass Titan in Final Fantasy in a Alliance raid.
I was going to say, are we all okay with fighting yet another version of the frickin' summons?
Yes,
absolutely. Yes,
I am.
Sure, why not?
For me, at this point, it would be nostalgic, and I really can see them doing something like the Nier raid for first 16. Like, absolutely. Like, because it's like, you're like, hey, if you like this, go check out the game. I can see them like releasing it when they do the PC port for 16.
Oh my god, yeah.
So like some synergy.
Yep.
But yeah, for sure. And also be like, hey, people who play Final Fantasy 16, we got this other game. It's got a 16 event going on right now, and yes, it does take 100 levels to get to it. Don't worry about it.
You just enjoy the story. It's a good long story. It's been a while since you played 16, right? You want some more Final Fantasy story? Here's some Final Fantasy story.
When there's shot in your veins, here it is.
Right.
It's got all your favorites, Clive and Jill, and we have a different Sid, but still, hey, there's a Sid.
I was so confused.
And hey, if you want to play Final Fantasy 14, pretty soon it's going to be free up to through Stormblood. I would say the meme, but I don't have it prepared in front of me. So.
I thought that's what you were about to do, which is why I said, good lord.
No. All the people who have the coffee mugs and the T-shirts are now going to have to. I mean, I'm sure there's new versions.
Just get little
of
stickers.
Yeah,
just little stickers over
or just like write on it in Sharpie, just write like in Stormblood.
Yeah,
up to a little cross out 60, right 70.
Geez, what else is it there? I mean, there's a lot definitely to talk about here. Things there's one. I asked you guys, like, biggest surprises, things you've seen. We've talked about what we've seen. What did you not see or not hear that you're like, oh, why didn't we find out anything about this?
Where are our female Hrothgar?
There it is.
I really thought we were going to have like at least some sort of like concept art.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like some stills or something.
Yeah.
I looked at every furry thing that walked across the screen.
Wow, I'm taking that line out of context. Thank you.
Oh,
I also,
That sounds like a title.
I'm thinking back to the last Fan Fest, and they did the same thing with Buddy Boys, where they didn't mention them at all at the first Fan Fest, because I was like on the edge of my seat, being like, Buddy Boys, Buddy Boys, Buddy Boys. But yeah, I think they're doing the same playbook for female Hrothgar. And I'm betting that during the EU one, they'll just pop it on us. That they won't like hype it up or anything. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, and here's another video," and then I'll just be like, "Female Hrothgar," and everybody will lose their minds because that's what they did with Buddy Boys.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, did anybody else? I'm sure everybody else did because you're all nerds. When they kept discussing this old, ancient, gigantic race and the ruins of this gigantic empire and giants. That's my big, like, where the heck was that? Like, I would love to see some giant freaking stuff.
Yeah, they have a, well, they've got the what do they call them? Guju Jaja guys.
Jajasura.
I mean, we've already met. They've already started making little incursions into limbs. If you remember,
those giants,
they seem to come in a variety of sizes. But if you remember, if you did the Limsa Mensa in the baths, the one that was like wants to bathe naked, and you have to like beat him up and send him on his way.
That was a fate. Camp Bronze Lake, I think.
Yeah. I love that little the healing baths up there. It was such a funny, and the freaking Tonberry dungeon in the end when it's a 2-headed guy.
Yeah. Apparently, it was like he was supposed to be. He was next in line for the throne,
and he was trying to
like Yeah,
impressive.
get support or something.
Yeah, like you've already messed with the line of succession over there. So
Yeah, you kind of were responsible for killing the person who's next in line for succession, or at least like letting the Tonberries.
Yeah, we knocked him out, and then the
him.
Tonberries just ran past us and just stabbed his ass.
With the knives, yeah.
Which is a hilarious cutscene if you ever want to go back and watch through the whole thing, because your character will literally be like, "Oh,"
recoiling in horror. Yeah,
I'm definitely going back. Thank you.
Oh, it was so funny. So when we were at FanFest, I saw somebody walking around in like really long brown robe, and I was like, "What are they, a Jedi?" And then they like pulled a butcher knife out of their pocket, and I was like, "Tonberry!"
Art. Speaking of, let's start with Ward on this one. Since I also found out really quickly here, I was hoping that you guys would get to meet John Jagger, but apparently John got an ear infection, so he wasn't able to go. So you got sick before going to FanFest. So that was unfortunate.
He pre-gamed FanFest, Meagan.
At least you didn't get double sick, man.
Right?
Oof.
Oh, man.
It's good he didn't come, because if you're already fighting an ear infection, ooh.
Yeah, he would be patient zero. The zombie apocalypse would have started there. But let's start with Ward on this one. What is the weirdest or funniest or interesting story that you have from just experiencing FanFest?
Okay, I think I might have to steal one of them from Meagan.
Are you gonna steal? Yeah, I know what you're gonna steal.
Because it was one of the things where it's like you see like all the different cosplayers running around, and like all the cosplayers are fantastic, and so it's of course it's like there's like a bunch of Estinians, there's a few Zeros, there's a
ton of Emmett Silks.
Yes. There was I think like one of the ones I loved the most was the Emmett Silk in like a retirement outfit.
Well, he was in oh god, with Johnny Depp movie Leaving Las Vegas.
Was it Fear and Loathing?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah, so he had like a little bucket hat.
He had like a bucket hat. He had like sunglasses. He had like a cigarette, and he had like a Hawaiian shirt on over a T-shirt that said "I rebuilt Amarat," and all I got was the stupid T-shirt.
That's awesome.
Great.
And he's wearing like socks and sandals.
No.
And then I later found him on the dance floor with with the two other emperors of
I was like Zolas and
all in like vacation gear. So that was very funny. I got a picture of that. That's on my TikTok.
Yeah, but I think the biggest surprise of like all the different things is like there was one cosplayer who we saw the first day, because at the end of the first day was like the cosplay a competition, but like a walk.
Yeah.
So it's like all the different people who were cosplaying like got out and got to see their different cosplays. We did see a few different like was that cubed grapes. There's like 2 or 3 different.
People just like in a cardboard box, like with grapes drawn on it. It was great.
Those are great.
The one person who was Loporitz was amazing.
Yeah, that was hilarious and also kind of creepy. We were all like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
the one with the box
was just like very distressing. I'm sure they practiced it well.
Complete aside, speaking of Loporitz, did you guys get to the quest givers at all?
Yes, I'll talk about that, but finish the story.
Oh yeah, sorry. So one of the cosplayers we remember seeing and like really think it was really awesome was like an Aaronville, who was like amazing. The outfit was really great. It's like the great gloves, cloak, and like boots and like everything.
Yeah, he had the whole Gleaner outfit going.
Yeah, and it's like he had like really good set of bunny boy ears and his wig,
and he looked like it. Like
it was like spot on. He was great. And so it's like we saw him the first day. And like the second day, we're like, oh man, there's the Aaronville again. And then he turns because underneath his cloak, he was just wearing a tanga.
Yeah.
So he's wearing like it's like a summer halter top with like this just like the 2 leather straps and a tanga with like the leg straps.
With the Gleaner coat
cloak
over
and
it.
like the gloves.
And the gloves and the boots. So like from behind he looks pretty normal.
Completely.
And then he turns around and it's like stupid sexy Aaronville.
This guy was ripped. I mean, it was like,
yeah. And
wow.
I first saw him on the dance floor and I was like, oh.
So that's what he wears when he goes to ERP venues, basically.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah,
and so we saw him like a couple times on the second day, like earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the Primals concert, we were like one of the few sections that had like seats. And so we were watching all the people who were like, 10, 15 feet in front of us. They were all standing in the pit. And so we see Aaronville in his coat, and he turns and he's still wearing just like the tanga on the top. And I will tell you, there were like 4 or 5 people dressed in like bunny girl outfits. They were just staring at him, like giving him the eye.
Oh my!
A couple of them like gently placing their hands on his chest. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, that was extreme. I was just like, I can't escape him. Stupid, sexy Aaronville's everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see his face.
That's another good episode title idea. Stupid, sexy Aaronville's everywhere.
Oh my god! And so it was really fun because they had like the whole operate dance club set up, which was great for pictures, and you could just go over there and like dance. And so of course everybody's doing all the in-game dances and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I tried to do some of the quests. The problem was, so the FanFest was not very well run, but they had some really great ideas. The problem was because there were so many people,
just too many people in the
and
venue.
they didn't automate anything. So the way the quests work is you talk to a gleaner, and they have a little LARP spiel, and they say like,
they're super main characters.
I'm interested in the art of dance, and so I require for you to use your magical tombstone device to take a photo or video of you engaging in the art of dance, but that will complete my quest. And so, but the problem is you can't auto turn the quest in. You have to go talk to a human being and have them verify.
Look at your photo or video.
And then give you the badge. So by the end of the day, by like the mid-morning on the first day, they're not even looking at things. They're just handing out prizes. They're not that like nobody's checking that you did anything. So it's like you could, because
they were lines of like 1,000 people by like 3 hours into the first day, like trying to turn in the quests and like get the badges afterwards.
Yeah. So if they had just had like a QR code that you could scan to turn it in.
That's interesting because they have the app. You would think that they could have just hit a submit button on the app or something.
The thing is, the carnival games were really fun, and it was I really loved the like Ren Fair like atmosphere of like there's LARPing cosplayers running around that are like official employees, and there's like themed carnival games.
Outfits were really good on those gleaners
that you could do. Yeah, the outfits were really good, and they were so cute. They were so into it. But the problem was they did not think through the carnival games in terms of like resetability and like getting people through there really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So
some of the carnival games went like really fast. Like,
because they were literally like a projection screen video game that you're doing, and then so there's nothing to reset or anything. But the one that was really bad was it was supposed to be like Island Sanctuary. So you have this giant tub of plastic bowls,
it's like pick, pack, ship,
that has plastic fruits and vegetables in it. And you have to dig into it. Number one, how do you think I got COVID? Number two,
digging into the ball pit to try and get all the little plastic.
Wow, that was not smart.
Onions and strawberries.
And then you have to like separate them into different containers, and then and there's also like a part where somebody's throwing like little minion plushies into a board, and like it's all these little tiny moving parts, and then like in between each round the employees have to go through and reset everything, and it takes like 3 full minutes each time to reset the whole game. And so like that one took the longest. That was really bad. That was really bad management over like, and it's like, yeah, sure. Okay. You guys like run video games. I don't expect you to know how to like do efficient carnival games, but like maybe you could have hired out for that. But
yeah, apart from that, there's a bunch of really nice stuff. Like all the little like settings really great.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a Razat Han area where it was just like a whole bunch of like low tables and cushions.
The Razat Han, like, it wasn't a cafe. There was like, you couldn't like buy food or anything, but there was like all these carpets laid out and like all these, Indian style seating, but they did have the Thavnarian lanterns hanging from the ceiling, and it had like a ceiling projection of like the view of the top of like out the ceiling of one of the Razat buildings, and that was really like they set up a lot of like, are you a cosplayer? come take a picture in Razatan. I like,
And Old Charlian too. They had the Thaliax Ewer, like a big gigantic statue,
yeah.
like pouring out water.
And they had the Gates of Pandemonium with the little statues on top, and then they even had like a hanging cage. And
we almost missed it, but there's also like big gigantic hanging moon too.
Oh yeah. There's a big gigantic moon right next to I think the Loprat place was the most impressive because it looked so good. It looked so accurate, and it was all lit up, and
it was an actual like LED dance floor with like patterns and lighting and colors and stuff.
Yeah, and it was so cute because they would have a staff member with an actual like Loprat mask on it doing the DJ. So it was so freaking cute.
It was great. The smoke machines and the lights and everything.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, at the Charlian Harbor, you could do a fishing game where it's literally like one of those magnet fishing games that they have in a lot of carnivals.
At the end of a stick. Yeah.
And then they also had like a set for the library in Charlian, but there wasn't any activities in there, but there was still a line to be like, hey, line up if you want a picture here.
Take a picture in front of the new one. Yeah.
And then Pandemonium, I really liked I think Pandemonium was the best one for the games because one of them...
2 different games, yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 different games. One of them, they called it Ready Check, where it's literally one of those games where like a thing lights up and you bap it, and there's like four buttons. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty accurate for like getting in position for raid. Yeah. And then the other one was like you get beanbags and you got to like chuck them really hard into like holes with a little plastic like barrier in front of it that'll move if you hit it hard enough to like fight the carbuncle, the giant proto carbuncle.
Yeah.
And you can also get a picture in front of the giant proto carbuncle mural. So of course we got a few of those. And I loved the setup. I loved the photo opportunities. It really made me think like, oh, BlizzCon would have been really cool like this if they had like a tavern area. It would have been like, oh, here's Elwyn Tavern. You can like sit in it and take pictures. And here's
more games and stuff.
Yeah, more games and stuff. Like that was really fun. Not very well thought out at a few of them, but still.
They were all really fun.
The other thing that was a huge problem was the merch line, which I want to talk about.
Well, it's just like lines in general.
Lines in general were a huge problem because if you were not there to get in line for the line, Yeah.
Oh.
So the line is supposed to start at 7 a.m. But if you are not there at least 6 a.m.
Yeah, the line to get into the convention.
The line to get into the convention to get into okay. So you got to line up at like 6 a.m., wait until 7 a.m., and then they let you into the official line, and then you wait until 9 a.m.
Is when the convention actually opens.
But then at 9 a.m., you can get into the merchandise line. And then the merchandise line wrapped all the way around the interior of the convention center twice. And they only let about 100 people have merch.
150 people.
150 people have merch. So all those people who were lined up all the way around the convention center for nothing. And the like little stampede that happened when people were panicking for nothing. Like if they had just been like, hey guys, this is probably as many people as are going to get merch. There's no point in lining up past here.
Wow.
That would have solved that problem.
Yeah, they should have had a cutoff point for sure.
Well,
yeah.
Or what they should have done for that is they should have done a lottery system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which they did do, and I didn't realize until afterwards for like actually meeting the devs.
Yeah.
So a random number of the goodie bags for all the attendees were seeded with invitations to actually meet, like Yoshi P to meet, Soken to meet.
Yeah, but they didn't tell us that. So
I take it neither of you got selected.
No. Of course, we're gremlins, so we immediately went into our bags anyway. But then, later we heard that that's what was going on. So we're like, oh, well, it's a good thing we checked. We weren't like, oh, I want this bag to be mint. So
I want to touch it. Yeah.
Imagine getting one of those goodie bags and not opening it up till afterwards.
No.
100%.
Man. It was. I think the best part of it was probably the concerts, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like especially the piano concert was definitely amazing at the end of day one because when you got to actually hear Flo played live with Mana Aiken right there, it's like there was not a dry eye in the entire venue. There was like 10,000 people just crying their eyes out.
Yeah. It was like literally the first like 2 notes, and I hear like someone sniffling behind me, and I'm like, yep.
Let the tears flow.
It was gorgeous. I got chills. There's something about hearing music live, which is not something that I do very often, like in general. Like, I'm not a concert person, but yeah, I don't know. And it's also like really gorgeous to just like hear like singing and just piano. I don't know, like it's magical because it's like, oh, these are these 2 human beings like making this beautiful noise for me.
And then the rock concert afterwards.
And then the rock concert. It was so funny because
man.
after the concert, they come out to do like the closing remarks or whatever.
Yeah.
And Soken came out and he was like, "Tomorrow we're gonna blow away all those tears you cried tonight."
Oh.
Oh yeah.
You two can confirm that that there was a moment where Soken came out with the automaton.
Yes. It was the Labyrinthos theme. You know, the like really goofy like oh god, it sounds like a music box. And,
Yeah.
So Keiko's playing it, and I really like a good what is that, like a fun waltz. Like it sounds, when it's played on piano, it sounds almost like the House Movie Castle theme in a way of like, and then like she's like playing it, and then she just like stops and like freezes, and then like Soka comes out with his little automaton.
Automaton, yeah, and then it starts catching up, and then he like sits down next to her, and then they both start playing the piano at the same time.
It was, yeah, and then she like kicked him out. She was like, "Nope,
you go,
mine, no touching."
Well, congrats to the 5 of us who got points for that. Meagan did not get points for that.
Oh,
I got to see it though."
Yeah, I think I'd rather have that.
Soken is so adorable in person. He's so energetic, and like, I really loved the rock show because they did rock covers of songs that you wouldn't expect. One of the big Flow, they brought Amanda back out to do a rock cover of Flow.
Together, yeah.
So we're all like crying in the club, we're all like rocking out and crying at the same time.
Oh yeah, and then they also played, of course, like Close the Distance. So let's get the tears out early.
Yeah, well, we're all crying at Close to the Distance, and then I really loved it. They did a cover of a rock cover of Dedicated to Moonlight. That was really fun.
Oh yeah,
and it felt almost like a Blink-182 like early 2000s pop rock number, and it was really cute. And like there, the part where like everybody's singing in the background, they're just like yelling it into the mic. And, it was really fun. But yeah, but they did a lot of like Alexander music, which is the first raid that Meagan and Ward did in FF14. So it was very like,
the first raid series. Yeah.
They're playing our song, like.
Yeah, Soken pulling out a trumpet for Justice Mellow Mode.
Oh my god!
Like, Soken,
oh no!
What is that instrument? He's like, it's metal. It's made of metal.
Like literally, that's one of my favorite Final Fantasy songs. Like I'm always rocking out whenever we get that in Raid Finder. So, it was so fun.
Yeah, and also just like I feel like the entire place was shaking when they played Scream.
Oh yeah, Scream was amazing.
Everyone was shouting at the top of their lungs.
Oh yeah, like as someone who wiped on that raid a bunch, I learned way more of the lyrics than I realized. Like it had been subconsciously grafted into my brain. Like I never intentionally went out and learned the lyrics, but
that was P6 and P7. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh my god, that one was really good. Like, damn. And also hilariously, they're like, "We're releasing a new album. Please purchase."
Of course.
Please look forward to it.
Speaking of please looking forward to stuff, one thing I have to just so we get verification on this, so I can make sure that my points are in order. Meagan, I need your confirmation on something.
What's that?
Do you feel that the Amalja at some point could possibly be a playable race?
I don't think so. They're not pretty enough.
Really? Okay, are you going to say no on this?
I'm going to say no because I feel like there's like, okay, how do I put this in a PG way? They need to appeal to non-monster fuckers.
Oh my god.
That was your attempt at making it PG.
I think that was the closest to it. That's the closest you can get.
Non-monster lovers? Is that better?
No.
They're too niche. How's that?
Oh, man.
They need to be something that like someone can look at and be like, yes, I would commission fan art of that naked.
I loved the last word addition. The pause.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is interesting because you know what you just caused me to do? I just had to reassign my points because I thought you were going to say yes.
What?
I can now say that with my points updated, at first I thought there was one clear winner, but now there is a 3-way tie for first.
Oh
Oh,
hell.
boy.
Oh wow.
I'll keep the suspense going a little bit longer. I can still say though that I will the person with the lowest number of points is me. I'm still have the fewest points. So.
I would do it, and I would make you suffer.
I will be taking care of my punishment at the very end of the episode. Please look forward to it.
Ooh, voice. Ooh, voice.
You want me to do it in a new voice?
Touch double straight.
Oh, God.
God,
no.
Ooh, daddy.
Please don't.
Oh man, you want for those who
don't.
for those who aren't aware, and you wouldn't be aware because we didn't mention it last episode. After recording last episode, I said that there were going to be stakes for this. Whoever got the most points, whoever won, would get a Fantasia from me. Whoever had the least number of points would have to do the Gaius Van Belsar speech from the Praetorium in some sort of weird voice, and the winner could decide how it would be done. Meagan, if you end up being the winner here, then yes, I will do it in a new voice. And if the actual winner wants me to do it in a new voice and it's not Meagan, then I'll do it in a new voice. Sure.
Oh,
Can we all just make a gentle person's agreement that regardless of who the winner is, it's going to be
you
you voice?
You opened that door.
I did. Kind of last questions. We're kind of steering toward wrapping things up because unfortunately time is a little bit limited here. Given everything that we saw and learned from FanFest, whether it was being in there in person or watching the feeds and stuff and seeing the trailer, what from Dawntrailer are you most excited to learn more about over the next several months as we have 2 more FanFests coming and the hype to Dawntrailer continues ever onward? Let's start with Zim.
If you all remember the keynotes discussed allied tribes and the Pelu Pelu.
They're so cute.
Right, and that they will specialize in making drinks, including tea, coffee, and mezcal. I want to know if that means I'm going to get a freaking shake martini emote when done.
That's not a bad idea.
Or maybe a bartender job.
Yeah, or like a drink emote where like you get like a little like pineapple to drink out of or something.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh.
We have so many eating emotes.
Vacation juice.
We definitely need some vacation juice.
But that's it. I want to know if I'm going to get some sort of a drink making emote.
That would be great. That would definitely be awesome. Tetsemi, how about you?
So I'm going to go in an odd direction, but I blame it on the 2 games I'm playing right now, Baldur's Gate 3 and Palea.
They're fucking?
No. Nope, not back to the Beastmasters discussion.
We're not mastering Beast quite so much. But...
No. I'm interested in what the next Island Sanctuary iteration is that they were talking about, like what the next, because for as much as Final Fantasy does the main story quest game, all that stuff really well, they also go really hard in the other direction of here's just some downtime stuff to do that has nothing to do except very tangentially, hello Tataru, with the world. So I'm really interested to see where they go with that.
Prediction.
Tataru, please do not bring a company town to the New World, Tataru.
I think here's the thing.
Rowena's on her way.
I think that content is going to be Tataru or Rowena related, and I think it's going to be instead of the Island Sanctuary, kind of similar but different, making and running a resort.
Ooh,
that would be awesome.
Like kind of a sim game
in the New World.
I would love that. I would love that so much. And and like NPCs could come stay, and you could get cutscenes with them. You could
yeah, now we're talking.
You could like customize little rooms for them and stuff.
Did you miss talking to Estinian and Endwalker? You can do
it would be great. It could be like NPCs from like all over, because we minor spoilers, we got Sadu and Serena showing up at Island Sanctuary.
Sure.
So like we could get like we could get like Yugiri and Hien come stay. We could get like, I don't know, like we could get Emmerich come have a vacation. He deserves a vacation.
I mean, he'd at least come over for a nice dinner, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we could like customize a menu for them.
Oh, no.
And like, activities.
I got Meagan on board.
I'm just gonna say it right now. Meagan wants the harem hotel.
I do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, I love Sims. I love
Husbando Hotel.
And I have played like resort/hotel Sims before, so I'm like, oh my god, I want this.
Yeah, I mean, it would go well with the beach theme.
Oh,
Yeah,
it would be so
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
And it
Ward,
works so well with the system of like unlocking different stuff. And I want it.
And more glam, furniture glam.
Yes.
And it just feels...
Now it's in my head. Now I want it forever, and now I will be horribly disappointed if we don't get it.
It feels very anime to me, and I think it's something they could do.
The beach
what about you?
The hotel, yeah. I think I've been surprised at how much stuff they're going to be adding, like gameplay and like combat job wise. And like I'm so, it's like we always knew that there was going to be new MSQ. We already knew there was going to be like new trials, new raids, new alliance raids. So I feel like that kind of stuff is kind of like expected. But I was actually expecting to go into this expansion without any new combat jobs. The fact that we actually got 2 new combat jobs, a new caster DPS and a new melee DPS. I'm definitely going to be checking both of those out, because I thought with all of the work they're doing to like upgrade the graphics and to change the lighting and like the models, that they wouldn't have time to just add more resources for new combat jobs. But I don't think I'm going to be leveling like every job. I'm definitely going to be leveling both of these new jobs.
Yeah. Well, it's always fun to check out the new job and the new expansion. And I do hope it's a dot mage, because I liked doing dots as a summoner. That was fun. But I was also a warlock main and a shadow priest main. So
that was your jam.
That was my bag, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. As for myself, I'm going to quickly say caster DPS definitely has me very interested, especially if it ends up being green mage, because I'm all down for. I'm all down for trying out green mage.
If you go green mage and your only classes are red and green mage, I'm going to start calling you a Christmas mage.
No.
I was going to start calling him stoplight, but that works too.
Here's the thing, though. I think my main will still be summoner. So along those lines, the other thing I want to know is what War was talking about with like new stuff. I mean, all the jobs are going to get new abilities too as we get to level 100. Will summoner get a new summon? Like
that would be cool.
So that's where I totally thought that they would go if we went to Mericidia, because Mericidia, like, there's a whole bunch of summoner lore with that, and so there's the 3, what's it, the Warring Triad, which are like primals from Mericidia that the Allagans captured, and so when you do some of the summoner quests, you see like, oh yeah, the Allagan summoners actually summoned not like Eggies of Afrik Garuda and Titan, but Eggies.
They summon some Sephiroth Eggy.
Exactly. So that would be sick, as if we got an option to do some of those Sephiroth Eggies. But I don't know if that's going to come before we do an expansion of Mericidia. So it might just be one other thing.
Maybe it's
my prediction on if they add another summon for Summoner. This may seem a little weird because for this to be above Phoenix and Bahamut, but I think it's Leviathan's time. Especially since we're kind of have a water-themed expansion. It's like, why not have Leviathan?
I can actually do you one better there, Ro.
Okay.
You know how the current rotation goes, right? You summon Bahamut, then you summon Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan.
Yeah.
Then you summon Phoenix, and you repeat.
Yep.
What if instead of between those, we get Bahamut, Ifrit, Garuda, Titan, Phoenix, Shiva, Ramu, Leviathan?
Oh, that would be so bitchin'.
If they added 3, I would die.
I would too.
I would be like, well, now I can't play the new one.
Now you gotta play Summoner.
If I could summon Shiva, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Will she step on you?
She all the time. Come on now.
You gotta have the snap. She has to have the
She
snap.
has to have this, yeah. She's going to just like pop down on my head and stomp.
I mean, I call myself a machinist May, but I mained Summoner throughout the MSQ of Endwalker because of the revamp. If they do that with the rotation, I'm going to do it again. I'm just going to say it.
What about you, Brandon? What are you looking forward to?
2 things, really. Number 1, I'm curious who all is coming along with us. Like, obviously, we saw everybody we saw in the trailer. But you put the idea of, is Kryl the new caster job? Yes, please. Here's another question. Are we bringing Zero with us?
That is a good
I
question.
don't know.
Also, number 3, can we please...
Missing.
Yeah, we don't.
Also, number 3, can we please bring Tataru along with us and make her a freaking machinist? Come on, Tataru with the gun is going to end some fools. I want to see it.
Also,
Tataru is a hilariously powerful arcanist. She just doesn't know how to control it.
Yeah.
Also, follow-up question to that, Brandon. Who's going to be on which Scion team?
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to have a Scion schism, so to speak, who's going to be on which team, and who do we get to choose who to support and make everybody else mad at us?
I mean, are the twins on different teams?
I think the twins are on different teams, and I think you got to put the daddies against each other.
Oh,
Oh, man.
as long as they don't
Also-
split my cat harem.
Oh, I think Raha's on one and Yustola's on the other.
No,
absolutely. I agree
can't
with
pick.
this.
You're fucked.
The other thing I want to know is, obviously, we're going to get some new job quests for the 2 new jobs. Are we sticking with the role quest model for Dawntrailer, or are we going to go back to everybody gets their own job storyline?
I would
I
like
think it's roles.
storylines again.
I think you're probably right, but I can hope.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the best thing I hope for is like a Shadowbringers kind of thing, where it's like there are role quests, but then there's like one more class quest at the very end when you reach max level, just to tie up some loose ends from the stories. I definitely don't think that with so many different jobs that they have right now,
True.
I can't imagine them. I mean, they've got so much other battle content that they're making. I can't imagine that they'd also just put more things for like that you wouldn't see unless you're playing this one specific job.
True.
I know, but if you guys happen to remember from the waifu and husbando wars, I am weirdly super attached to all the people in the job quest storylines.
Same.
So I want more.
I'm there too. Yeah, same. I don't that they went to the role thing. I like the individual class stories. I mean, it's one of the reasons I liked SOTOR 1 to 50 so well is because there were individual class stories, and then they just went with, we're just going to go with the general hero story. And I was like, no! I like the flavor of the individual class stories.
Exactly.
Yeah, you definitely get a lot more in there.
Brandon?
Also, just to reiterate, give Tataru a gun.
Do you really? She's too powerful already.
I don't care.
Why wasn't that a meme like a baby with a gun?
Okay. On that note, we do need to start wrapping things up here. So it's time to settle the matter of winners and losers here. I will quickly go over some things here as far as the questions we asked. Nobody got right as far as what class the Warrior of Light would be for 7.0 because we didn't see a change, and maybe he's Corsair and we don't know it yet, but no one even guessed Corsair or close to it, so no one got points.
Yeah, nobody even said like a
Yep.
job.
Yeah.
Almost everyone got points for where the expansion would take place except for Zim. Other things that kind of stood out, female Hrothgar did not reveal themselves. I called that. Meagan nailed the New World expansion and got 3 points for that. 100 was brought up, but was not talked about. There was no talk about it being the end. So people who said that there would not be talk about 100 being the end got points for that. No sweaty Estinian push-ups.
So
Sadly.
sad.
There was technically one job role that the Warrior of Light had in the expansion trailer. So the only person who guessed one was Ward, so he got the most points there. And there was a glamour announcement that made everyone cheer. There was no talk about character customization options, which means Meagan got points there and no one else did. And Zim was closest on the t-shirt. That said, the final outcome may surprise you as far as who won and who lost. I've already told you that I had the least number of points, but this was much closer, especially now that I had to readjust the scores. I had 11 points. The highest number of points scored in this was 13.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It was close. With 12 points was Meagan and Ward.
Added that together.
and joining you with 12 points was Zim.
Oh, well, hello.
Which means that our three-way tie was Sarah, Brandon, and Tetsemi. Tetsemi was going to take it all if Meagan had said that that the Amalja were a possible playable race. So by flipping that, we have this three-way tie. That said, the closest prediction actually comes into play here as far as the YouTube trailer for the Dawntrailer, you might want to say. The final length of the Dawntrailer on the YouTube was 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and the person who guessed closest of those three, and our champion of the prediction extravaganza, is the guy who wasn't here last episode to make all those right calls. Congratulations, Tetsemi.
Thank you.
Any speech, any winning words, anyone you want to thank? Your mom, your wife, your kids?
I just want to thank you for allowing me to adjust once I realized the scope of what we were doing, because my answers were way out of scope. I was thinking the entire expansion, thing, not just the Vegas part of it. So
we'd have to have this episode in like 8 months if that were the case.
Exactly. So we'll see you in a few months for the London prediction show. No.
Oh yeah, we're doing one of these for London and Japan. Absolutely,
awesome. No, thank you for letting me play. I really appreciate it, and had zero expectations that I would even come close to winning, let alone win. So thank you.
I will get you a Fantasia within the week. Congratulations. All right. With that said, let's move to kind of just wrapping things up. Tetsemi, if there's anything you want to mention as far as where people can find you, or you want to talk about your free company or anything like that, feel free to promote anything or everything right now.
Okay. Best place to find us in game is in the Crystal Data Center on Goblin, Alia Iacta Est. Come stop by and say hi to the free company there. If you like doing maps, they do map nights, old maps, new maps. They're doing some old,
as big as your head.
Yeah, some old raid content. They're doing mount runs, a lot of stuff. So very active company on a lot of the content that's out there.
Alrighty. Let's see. Zim, how about you?
You can find me on Twitter as long as I'm there. I'm at ZimZimT, that is ZIMZIMTEA, like the drink. And every Tuesday morning in game, I run a laundromat.
Yep.
Except I wash your clothes, not you. Laundry service. That's far more professional than laundromat. Thank you.
Alrighty. Let's see. Ward, people can find you where they find Meagan, basically.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, I did at some point make a Threads account, but I still have not even posted a single thing on there. It's still the same handle as my. I can't even call it Twitter anymore. My ex.
Oh no!
I think X is a lot of people's X right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, and Meagan, and what I don't know what your status is with how you're feeling and stuff, but when you are back up and at it, where can people find you?
Cat Mom Meagan. That's all one word, and Meagan is spelled Meagan. I would say check out my TikTok right now because it's got a bunch of videos from Vayfest up. I should be back to streaming this coming week. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch, which is also Cat Mom Meagan at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And right now I'm playing Soma, which is a sci-fi horror game, and I'm really enjoying it. And yeah, come watch me be a gremlin. And it's fun. It's fun. It's good times.
Brandon, where can people find you?
Like Tetsemi, I am also part of the Elea Iacta Est Free Company. I am the BMAT, THEBMATT, pretty much everywhere, although let's get real, the places I'm most active are Tumblr at the moment and Blue Sky, which I know not all of you can get into. Please look forward to it. You can also catch me on the D&D podcast, Plus 5 to Hit, which is GM'd by our friend Ro here. I believe he is actively looking for ways to kill us inside a frost giant fortress at the moment.
Oh,
and
in many ways.
and yeah, I do believe that's it.
All right. As for myself, you can find me currently on Twitter at Podcast Row. That's Podcast RHO. I am probably leaving Twitter X sometime soonish. I did get a Blue Sky invite recently, and I'll probably share that info once more people are up and on it. But you can find the show currently on Twitter at A Podcast Reborn. You can email us at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. And of course, music that you hear from here, I'm not sure which music I'm used for this episode, but any Final Fantasy derivative music that you hear is copyright Square Enix, and no copyright infringement is intended. That, I believe, is going to do it for us. We're part of Bonus Roll Productions. Go to bonusroll.gg if you want to find merch, find out more about our show and all of that. So, with that said, one last bit of business. Tetsemi, what kind of voice am I doing for this speech?
Oh, that's tough. All right, since I got to go with the group consensus. You know, they want it.
Yes.
I'm
all right,
sorry.
I'll record that and put it at the end of this episode. So for all of you, please look forward to it. But until next time, for Tetsemi, for Zim, for Ward, for Meagan, for Brandon, and of course for Butterscotch and Bon Bon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. Brandon.
Look, we all know for the past few patches that the Loprits are all out seeking new purposes now that the whole end of everything is over. So recently they actually hired a bunch of bards to perform a concert on the moon. It was a real space jam.
Oh,
No, don't let
God. That was really painful.
I hope my Uwu speech is a palate cleanser. Enjoy.
Kill me! For whom do you fight? Humph! How very grim! And do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit, and its faith is an instrument of deception. It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead, though your comrades only rarely respond in kind. Which is strange, is it not? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them your guardians, why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well at Contino and call them down? they will answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, every one, except but this, and you will see Eosia's faith is bleeding the land dry. Nor is this unknown to your masters, which prompts the question, why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything, man must own the world. To this end he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak. Knowing this, but a single path is open to the impotent will, that of false worship, a path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization, and in this land of creeping monacity, the only truth is Ruet's salvation. Come, champion of Eosia, face me! Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right I should take your realm, for none among you has the power to stop me.